discover the natural power of ashwagandha, an ancient herb known for its healing properties. For over 3,000 years, ashwagandha has been trusted to reduce stress, increase energy, and improve focus. Our ashwagandha is carefully grown, harvested, and processed to retain its maximum potency. Each root is hand-picked and dried, then ground into a pure organic powder, ensuring the highest quality. Simply mix 1 teaspoon into your favorite beverage or take it in capsule form as prescribed by a healthcare professional. Whether you're looking to balance your stress levels, boost your immune system, or enhance mental clarity, ashwagandha offers a natural solution. Experience the benefits of ancient wisdom backed by modern science. Trust nature. Trust ashwagandha. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
Yeah, good afternoon, family. Hope you guys are doing amazing today and had a beautiful weekend. For those who are just catching up with us this particular time, and welcome to another episode of the Africa Today Show. My name is Joby. To those who are here for the first time on all our YouTube channels, to those who are with us on the radio station, Spreaker, Spotify, wherever you're catching me live from, Karibu sana, and wishing you a beautiful week ahead as well, and hope you get to enjoy today's conversation as we talk about what is happening. There's a topic I'd say Keith had set up during the weekend, so that is what we're going to be tackling as we see what is this 5D chess all about. How comes Trump is a 5D chess and all that, or whatever this actually means. Keith was trying to explain to me that yesterday. But of course, we're going to be looking at some few updates of what is happening. That is in, of course, Iran, between Iran, America, and Israel, the current news and updates. But before we get into that, kindly remember that the only way you can get those amazing organic supplements I've shared is by you downloading the app on the Google Play Store. And in case you don't want to miss any of the conversations, also ensure you have the application. You can listen to us via all our streaming platforms. We are on BitChute every day. We are on YouTube every single day. We are on Spreaker, Spotify every day, and other streaming platforms. If you just search for Black Hot Fire Network, even on Google, you'll see all our streaming platforms. So I hope you guys enjoy all the conversations we get to bring to you. But before wasting much more of the time, or as we get straight into the business, I'd love to cue, of course, very quickly the videos I'm going to be starting with as we start with today's conversation. We're going to be talking about where we have Iran, that is a foreign minister who had something to say. That was earlier today, claiming that Iran never trusted the U.S. negotiation, number one, that is of ceasefire and all that, and still so much more under that conversation, where we also have the Iran foreign minister, like I've said, who say that they need to that is not the Iran, but the Qatar foreign minister has actually urged Iran to stop the attack. So we're going to be looking at all those informations and a conversation of what is happening. So karibuni sana, hit that like button as we stay tuned and as we get started. Welcome. Let me start with these videos right here.
Iran built a military that cannot...
I think actually I should start with the first one, which actually made me very interested. I think I need to look for this documentary, or if anyone knows where I can find a documentary of this conversation, I'd really love to listen to this.
They create chaos.
Number one, how they create chaos out of order. I really love this. I've been trying to look for the documentary, but I didn't find it.
Then they create control.
Over the world,
They create chaos. Then they create control.
Over the world headquarters in Switzerland of the World Masonic Headquarters for World Freemasonry, over the door is Ordo ab Chaos, which is Latin for order out of chaos. And all Freemasons know that term, Ordo ab Chaos. Order out of chaos. The concept is to create.
I mean, it's giving Hegelian dialectic. I feel like in simple terms, it's simply Hegelian dialectic, simply in simple terms, again, like Hegelian dialectic, literally.
Chaos. To create the problems. Then while the people are frightened to death of all the crime and everything that seems to be out of control, a riotous situation, the government then moves in with justification. In order to put down this terrible chaos, they must have full power of the military, full obedience of the people to give the government full power to do whatever they want. That's why we're having all over the world wars, riots, bloodshed, famines, all kinds of things happening around the world. It's being manipulated. It's being orchestrated, not just for Los Angeles.
Conflict control.
Conflict control.
There's been more wars since the creation of the United Nations.
I feel like actually this is a really, really wonderful documentary. I wish I can find a documentary, to be specific. Not an article. I'd prefer listening to a documentary, to be specific, and especially of these two, because I feel like they had so many details. And that is a video that was taken down because you can't find, I've not found it anywhere on YouTube. Just bits of it literally on TikTok as well. So anyone who can literally get me that documentary, refer me to it where I can find it, I'd really appreciate it. Even if it's in an audiobook form, then I'd listen to it.
And what's really crazy is they still use the same playbook today.
Exactly. It's still very much active.
The world is in chaos, and I'm sure they're going to come in and pretend like they're the savior and return everything back to normal when they're the ones that started it in the first place.
Crazy.
We see the game.
Iran built a military that cannot be stopped. Not by bombs, not by assassinations, not even by Iran itself. Here's the doctrine that explains why this war has no off switch. When Saddam Hussein's military collapsed in 11 days in 2003, Iran's generals watched and drew one conclusion. A centralized military dies when you kill the head. So in 2005, IRGC General Mohammad Jafari formalized what is now called the Mosaic Doctrine. The idea? Break the military into 31 pieces, one per province, and make each piece capable of fighting alone forever. Each of Iran's 31 provincial commands has its own headquarters, its own weapon stockpiles, its own intelligence network, its own sealed orders, pre-written, pre-authorized, that activate the moment Central Command goes silent. No.
You can imagine 40 years of building. What do you expect? Preparing for a war, since America ever gave the warning, like decades of preparing, literally.
No signal needed from Tehran, no order from the supreme leader. The trigger is the absence of an order to stop. This isn't a flaw in the design, it is the design. On February 28th, Israel and the US struck Iran's leadership infrastructure in what they called Operation Epic Fury. Khamenei was killed. The communication backbone that would carry a ceasefire order degraded by thousands of strikes. And the 31 commands kept firing. Because the doctrine said, if no one tells you to stop, don't stop. Here's where it gets remarkable. Hamas, the organization Iran armed for 17 years, publicly asked Tehran to stop targeting neighboring countries this week. The axis of resistance is arguing in public for the first time since it was created. Because even Iran's own proxies now understand what the doctrine's designers never built in. There is no off switch. The machine was built to survive without an operator. The operator is gone and the machine is running. This is not a war Iran is winning. This is a war Iran can no longer end.
All right, folks, check this out. The leaks keep happening surrounding Donald Trump's war in Iran, and it's painting a very bleak picture for not only the Trump administration, but the entire country, the United States of America, because it's clear that Donald Trump has no idea what he's doing, no way to get out of this war, no suitable off-ramp, no way to open the Strait of Hormuz, no plan to do any of these things, and everybody around Trump has no idea what's going on in the world around them, and as I said, for Donald Trump, no idea what they're doing. It is disastrous. And Senator Chris Murphy, who's been part of a lot of these closed-door briefings on Capitol Hill, put out this thread yesterday that went incredibly viral, 4.3 million views, exposing a lot of the issues that Trump is facing right now, despite the lies that he's telling the American people, which is the war is going perfectly. There's nothing to worry about. Chris Murphy, Senator.
Because all their medias, if you look at actually most of the news during the weekend, most of the mainstream media is saying that America is winning the war, but Iran actually refused all that. That is, they said that is, they refused those those words, literally.
From Connecticut says, it's crystal clear now that Trump has lost control of this war. He badly misjudged Iran's ability to retaliate. The region is on fire, he says. I'm going to explain to you in this thread what I've learned in part from closed-door briefings about the 4 biggest current crises in the region right now. So we're going to get into this thread from Senator Chris Murphy, see what he's talking about, these different leaks that are coming from the Wall Street Journal, the Washington Post, and he himself talking about these closed-door briefings. And without further ado, let's get into it. Make sure to subscribe down below, drop a like, comment, let me know what you think about this stuff. If you're on Apple or Spotify, please make sure to rate the show 5 stars. It goes an incredibly long way. And let's do it. So, crisis 1, according to the senator, Trump believed Iran would not close the Strait of Hormuz. We've actually talked about that on this show, that very few people in the Trump administration were planning for this. They just didn't think that Iran was going to do this, which is so dumb. I mean, a 5-year-old could have predicted this happening. The most natural.
I mean, exactly. Okay, no, exactly. But there's no way you're gonna threaten someone. It's like me, someone threatening me, I'm gonna come and see you. Like, and I'm just supposed to sit there and wait for them to come and see me. Like, I'm gonna do something, of course, to protect myself, and understanding, of course, also who I'm dealing with, looking at other countries, what they're undergoing, and when they also say they're coming to see you, or the same person saying they're coming to see you, well, what they mean to other countries or my fellow neighbors. Come on. I'm just gonna sit there for all those years without having a solution. It sounds crazy.
Course of action for Iran after they've been attacked, but Donald Trump just didn't see it coming. He was wrong, and now oil prices are.
I feel like it's for not just actually just Trump. Even Israel itself didn't see this coming. Probably, I think they assumed it's just going to be another day where they wake up and declare a takeover of a country because of its own resources, and that's it. And things move on, just like they always do. Wake up, bomb countries, kill civilians, and then accuse the same country that you're bombing and killing of killing its own civilians and take over the country. Like, and then people are supposed to move on. So shout out to Iran, man.
Spiking. If the Strait stays closed, a global recession will result. It actually may already be too late, which is terrifying, and it's all because of Donald Trump. Gas prices are the first to spike, but food prices are next. This is from the Washington Post. Before the U.S.
Yeah, so if you look at, I think when I was following up on most of those videos that are explaining that order out of chaos is everything that is actually happening right now. I'm going to look for those similar videos again and share them, because you'll find most of the people actually were talking about it in 2022 when Trump was about to become president, saying the order of chaos, how things are going to happen, how things are happening. In 2024 also, when the taxes increased, people losing their jobs, a lot that literally happened. So again, if you go back to the same video I've just started with, talking about the order of chaos, is the same thing. And it's, again, the food is about to go higher, leave alone the fuel, and so many things.
Went to war. General
transport already is very high. Like,
Dan Kane, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, told Donald Trump that an American attack could prompt Iran to close the Strait of Hormuz. Kane said in several briefings that U.S. officials had long believed Iran would deploy mines, drones, and missiles to close the world's most vital shipping lane, according to people with knowledge of the discussions. Trump acknowledged the risk, these people said, but moved forward anyway with the most consequential foreign policy decision of his 2 presidencies. He told his team that Tehran would likely capitulate before closing the strait, and even if Iran tried, the U.S. military could handle it. Now, 2 weeks into the war, Iran's leaders have refused to back down, and the Strait of Hormuz has emerged as Tehran's most potent leverage point. Donald Trump completely fumbled the bag. He has no idea what he's doing. He has no idea what he's talking about, and he just thought that Iran would roll over and not use, as the Washington Post, or excuse me, the Wall Street Journal puts it, their most potent leverage point. Yeah, I don't think so. He just doesn't have any foresight. He's such a disaster. So this is what Chris Murphy is saying here. He continues, right now, Trump has no plan to reopen the strait, and a plan may not exist. He certainly hasn't identified one. They're not telling the senators behind these closed doors that they have a plan. The assets Iran used to harass and attack tankers, thousands of small drones, speedboats, and mines cannot be eliminated. They are too numerous, too spread out, and hidden. And he actually links a Fox News article talking about this, saying Iran deploys explosive suicide skiffs disguised as fishing boats in the Strait of Hormuz. And Trump has no plan to deal with these things. And as the senator said, they're too numerous, too spread out and hidden. He continues, what about naval escorts for tankers? This is something that Donald Trump has been talking about a lot. This is a possibility, but it's much harder than you think. You don't just put out a bunch of ships and hope for the best. There are some logistics to be figured out here. First, it would require our entire Navy. 100 tankers need escorting each day. Think about how many ships would have to be alongside each tanker to ensure safety, and it doesn't even ensure safety. Second, if we can't destroy the mines and drones, our ships are at risk too. So it's not as easy as Donald Trump is making it out to seem. Crisis 2, we can destroy Iran's missiles, but not all of their drones. And war today is drone war. That's what Donald Trump is not telling the American people. War has evolved from 10, 20, 30 years ago. It is vastly different. So you can take out their missiles. The drones, these unmanned drones, are much more difficult. Iran can hit oil sites in the region indefinitely because they possess so many cheap weaponized drones, and they are. They blew up a critical Oman oil depot 2 days ago, and this is a photo from that. Trump has no idea about this stuff. He hasn't mentioned it once in the public, which either means that he's just not listening to his military people, or he's not informed enough to go out there and talk about it, so he just chooses not to. Number 5, if Trump paid any attention to the Ukraine war, he would have noticed how war has changed, but he didn't, and he blundered. Worse, the Gulf states are running out of interceptors to stop Iranian missiles and drones, meaning that soon more oil sites will be vulnerable. Crisis 3, a broader regional war is breaking out as Iranian proxies in Lebanon hit Israel and those in Iraq target the United States. Israel is now threatening a massive ground invasion of Lebanon, which could be its own new crisis. We're talking.
Pause. Let me see something. Go. I was talking. Yeah, Carrie Busana. Yeah. Well, yeah. Now my miraculous. Now my internet's back up. It's a miracle. So yeah, it was off all week. I was using my phones to look at shit. To power my TVs. So what you find here is that this all deals with white supremacy. Understand this? They believe they have a right to other people's shit. So this whole thing about them going to Iran to steal their oil and to put one of them Rothschild banks in there. All these other countries, all these fake countries around are puppet states. They put fake kingdoms there to make sure that money funnels up to the Rothschild family and their banking scams. So Iran was the only one standing tall. You know, Iran was the only one backing all the black liberation movements. The Malcolm X's, the apartheid, South Africa, they supported the black people in South Africa. All the white countries supported apartheid. See, that's why when I showed you, we got that Kenyan moron. He's a paid actor. I know what the hell you're talking about. You know, Al-Qaeda, the Iranian. Shut up, stupid. So what you're having is America didn't prepare for the 21st century. They thought they can use an overwhelming might. And like I told you, America's military system is a Ponzi scheme. That's why it's so much money. That money just goes back to leak to build all these weapons that are overpriced garbage. Right? They're overpriced. You pay all this shit's overpriced. So just there's nothing. You're giving free money again. And since white people have been so propagandized and indoctrinated with, everybody's again, we must be able to fight and kill people. So whenever they have an election, everything is strong on defense. You must support the military and the police. Blah blah blah. So they're propagandized. So all their money. We don't got no good health care. Our roads are kind of fucked. Not compared to Africa. Our roads are fucked up. Compared to a first world country, right? Compared to a first world country, our roads are fucked up. You know, not compared, like you say, compared to like an Africa or some other third world shit. No, got good road. Compared to a first world country, our roads are fucked up because we don't put any money back in the infrastructure. All that money goes siphoned to this fake military shit. We don't got good health care. We don't got good clean water. We don't got none of this stuff because we're paying trillions of dollars for this fake military. You see, they can't adapt because it hasn't planned for the new war of this century, right? So they're using that old outdated shit from World War II and the Vietnam War. You know, when we showed the video, took it down using that Vietnam war. But I'm getting out of here. You know, when Joey showed the clip last week of us being in the Vietnam War. They said, oh, shit, fucking brain come apart, all that British shit. But anyway, So they use all kind of aircraft carriers. I got drones that don't cost nothing, bombing to shut your big ass aircraft carriers, right? So now they limped away in the Persian Gulf because they didn't damage all these aircraft carriers because you can't project power with these big ass vessels no more because people got newer technology. They got little drones that can shoot missiles and blow your shit up, right? Or they can use now hypersonic missiles, So Iran is playing what they're playing a defensive game, like it's almost like guerrilla warfare. Iran is doing. If you're going to defeat a superior force like America, which everybody knows, oh, how's America? We are superior. Yeah, in a 20th century battle, it's the 21st century, where all tactics and strategies on the battlefield have changed. And it shows that America's ill prepared. That's why China's writing down shit. Russia's writing down, how do we defeat these wicked motherfuckers? They're all writing it down. Okay, this is how we blow up their damn ships and shit. This is how we do it. So this is white people globally. They're getting humiliated globally. And their psyche can't fuck with them. As far as them being on top, the last 500 of these savages have been on top of the planet for the last 500 years. So that's why you had Australia, all the white countries trying to join it. And they realizing that, hey, it's not a good idea. So Iran said, Mr. Australia, you bring some more planes in, we're going to bomb the shit out your ass. So Ukraine said, we're going to get involved. Say, Ukraine, you get involved in this, we're going to bomb the shit out your country. But your country's already fucked up. Tell what you're going to come and help. But see, white people gather for the power. Remember, them as a people, they're inadequate. Through their savagery, they got control of the planet. Through their savagery. And since they got another savagery over them, which is so funny, the cats with the small hats, the cats with the hats control their ass. That's the funny part about it. There ain't nobody getting all mad now. So, everybody come out to my, it's the cats. Yeah, they control slavery. They own your slavery ships. They own your plantations. And they tell me it's a special relationship between Jews and blacks. Yeah, that you enslaved our ass. Remember, they control all your music. They control all your goddamn movies. That's always propaganda. So that's what, remember, when Joby loves that them goopy ass Chuck Norris with all that propagandist ass shit, right? Back from with this decrepit ass white man supposed to be able to fight Chuck Norris, all that fake shit he does, right? Can't really fight in real life. Just like when Michael Jai Wright was calling out Jet Li. See, yeah, he's classically chained, looks good in the movies and stuff, doing all that. But in real life, could he fight? No, I already knew that. In the mission, can't get nobody doing that kung fu shit. Yeah. What's up? Get your ass out of here with that fuck shit. Get to putting these real hands on all that. Oh, yeah, whoa, that's movie shit. As Michael Jai Wright said, could Jet Li win a fight? I said, hell no, he couldn't beat nobody up in the real fight. That's all movie shit. So everybody knows Chuck Norris can't really fight in real life. It's all he's the magical white man. So doing those movies, they were putting propaganda in your mind. Remember, Iran was always the villain in the air. They're always the villains. Get Delta Force. We must go fight the terrorism. Even though they're the people creating all the terrorist groups. They're the people creating the shit. But in your mind, you've been assuming all these goddamn goofy movies. Fighting the dirty Arab and the Iranians, all. Even though these movies inundating you with propaganda, what is the people that made the movies that are actually the terrorists and fund the terrorists, right? So that's why we had an inordinate fear of Islam and Iran because we're never allowed to consume things through an honest filter. It's always propaganda. The world in America is so propaganda. People don't know what the fuck is even the truth anymore. Everything's filled with so much propaganda. Everything's a lie. Remember, goopy ass Barack Obama, that no good fucking fake ass puppet signed that thing in that all Americans now can be propagandized. So we already had propaganda, but now it's openly propaganda, right? Just like in all the news, everything you look at, everything you consume is a lie. These American people have been dumbed down, like I said, they were always dumbing us down 100 years ago with the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, and all that shit, right? and the rest of the world when they created that fake UN, United Nations. I showed you United Nations was created by the Rockefellers through something called the Lucifer Trust. These are the same motherfuckers went around eating the babies, fucking them. As Cat Williams said, I'm just going to joke real quick. Cat Williams said, these people are eating your babies and fucking them. Yeah, been doing it. Have you seen America? Anybody in America rise up? Because that's their culture. They've been fucking their children. They've been having sex with and doing incest and shit, sleep with babies. That's been their uprising. Us, there's a black mind. They can't. Black mind's all messed up. What? Because naturally you're righteous by nature, even without the fake, goofy, fake religions that they gave you. You're like, eating a baby? Yeah, eating babies. And since you got something called the Justice Department, so we know this also abstracts from the Epstein files. So why hasn't anybody gone to prison yet over these Epstein files, and why aren't most of them released? This is supposed to be the Justice Department without taking groups of paper with people's name on them, right? And black them out. Done this. And done this to the files. Give them to you like this. Say there. And there you go. That's the name right there. It's blacking out. Got whole files with just blacked out names like that. Hey, what is this? That's the file, nigga. So, ain't you the Justice Department? No, there's no justice in real life. That's all a scam. So, but you guys remember about 7 years ago, that's something called Q. You guys heard the Q craze started happening, and Trump was playing 5D chess. Trump was playing 5D chess against the Illuminati and everybody else. Man, you don't get out here with that crazy shit. And we know it was bouts of pedophilia and cannibalism. But when you said that even back to Pizzagate, which is 10 years ago, people put you in the crazy pile. You was a conspiracy nut, right? So Jeffrey Epstein documents tell you all this stuff is actually real. All this stuff is real. And if you guys don't know, Jeffrey Epstein somehow has got now a TikTok account. Like what?
Just,
yeah. I know you're supposed to be saying, you're going to look at TikTok, type in Jeffrey Epstein, Joe, on TikTok.
Oh my God, that's crazy. I thought he's dead. Let me see.
Thanks, I'm alive. So who opened that account? How's he got like 18 million followers in like 5 days? And it's got a blue check mark, meaning it's really in. You can't get the check mark unless you authorize it's you.
Real screenshot. Yep, we are all in danger, as this is not just a real screenshot of Epstein's verified TikTok, but proof that he is being protected and proof that he is alive and continuing where he left off. People were terrified. The account's first video showed a never-before-seen clip of a single prison cell with the word help on the screen, followed by clips of a private plane resembling Epstein's Boeing 727, tropical beaches identical to the US Virgin Islands, and in one of the videos, the camera flips briefly to show the face of an elderly man in glasses who looks exactly like him, and whoever's running this account is living his life. Haunting DOJ files reveal that someone changed Epstein's Apple ID password in 2021, 2 full years after he supposedly took his own life, meaning someone has been actively managing his digital accounts long before his TikTok ever appeared. And whoever is behind this isn't just posting, they're recruiting, because the bio links to a private Telegram group, meaning whoever this is just moved over 1 million people to a place no authorities can monitor. But it gets stranger, as just days before, a man identical to Jeffrey was filmed driving a convertible in Florida. And whoever this is doesn't just want us to know that he's back, he wants us to know that he's not afraid. But do you?
He was seen driving a convertible in Florida. Kids, check out when you're driving there in Florida.
Florida's a big state, Joe. I don't know where the hell he's at in Florida.
I don't know. Wherever you're driving, you better be checking out on Jeffrey Epstein.
Epstein was spotted in South Florida. He is still
South Florida.
South Florida. I'm in
alive. Following discovery may make you question what you're seeing. Recently, a video that went viral on social media set the public ablaze. The man who was supposed to have died in 2019 was seen driving a vehicle in broad daylight, completely at ease. We compared this so-called recent sighting with old photos of Epstein. The match in biological features and the fact that both images show an identical mole in the same spot on the face has led many internet users to reconsider. In this age of artificial intelligence and deep fakes, that mole's position and shape seem almost too perfectly replicated. As a man who held countless secrets about the world's most powerful elites, do you really believe he would be easily disposed of, or would he take his own life out of desperation? While many may choose not to believe it and dismiss it as a conspiracy theory, the Epstein case itself is filled with impossibilities. With the recent release of numerous Epstein documents, more unknown details are emerging, pushing public suspicion to new heights. If the man in that car is indeed Epstein, then who was the body in the prison back in 2019? What do you think?
But I already know that.
They just
They already know that wasn't him in the prison. What's she saying? She talking about Epstein too?
verified Epstein on TikTok. There is a Jeffrey Epstein TikTok account that just started posting yesterday. And the only two people it's following is Bibi Netanyahu and Donald Trump. His bio says, yes, I'm alive. Now, I am not saying that this is factually Epstein, but how does an account get verified in one day and gets almost 1 million followers instantly? Here's what I think. They're trying to desensitize us. If you scroll through the account, you'll see countless comments like, hey, why didn't you invite me to your island? And his reply is, sorry about that, mate. How old are you? There are also people posting as if they're his fans and commenting, my idol. There are videos posted that look like his island, but are only 2 seconds long and might even be AI generated. But why would a verified account of a deceased person exist at all? Why would they let this happen? Don't be fooled. It's not random. It's manipulation. They want the insane to.
Because it's not random. The Jay's on TikTok now. And that's the he's a Mossad Jay fucking our spy. Exactly. He's running around eating babies and fucking them and shit like that. That's exactly. Not random. How's he gonna get on here? Remember they told you, we had to stop it for the security. Security, I had to TikTok the security in your data. And they got a pedophile. Just get on this motherfucker. It's supposed to be secure. Fuck is you talking about? Everything's a scam. Everything's a lie. Right? You know, you've been putting his dick in babies' coochies, talking about some goddamn security. Fuck out of here with that good shit.
Well, let me share this video in QD. Then I'm gonna let you maybe talk about the 5D chess as we continue for people to understand what it is all about.
KC-135 Stratotankers, America's flying gas stations, the planes that keep every fighter jet in the sky, the planes that make every single bombing mission over Iran physically possible. They were parked out in the open on the tarmac of Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia. No bunker, no shelters, no cover. And they had been sitting there in the exact same position since before the war even started. Those KC-135s sat there, and Iran did absolutely nothing to them. Not a single missile, not a single drone, nothing. Then came day 14. In a single coordinated missile strike, Iranian ballistic missiles slammed into Prince Sultan Air Base, and 5 KC-135 Stratotankers were hit simultaneously. The Wall Street Journal broke the story on a Friday, citing 2 United States officials who confirmed the attack.
And I'm starting to think, remember, I'm trying to think, this war would be stupid. You know what I'm saying? Because so why would you even do this? You know, this to be stupid because you got intelligence telling you the weapons that Iran has. Say, okay, because you have intelligence briefings every day. So I'm the president. So I got the CIA come in every day, give me their intel briefing. Got the FBI come in and give me their intel briefing. I got NSA coming and tell me their intel briefing. Then I got my military come in, tell me their intel briefing. So they would already know what Iran already had. They would tell me, okay, they have this, that these are capabilities, these are blah, blah. So I would get that as a president, right? Even though I'm a moron, no Trump is a fucking moron, but you would get these briefings every day. You know, you get intel briefings every day. That's part of your goddamn job being the president. Okay, they got this and they got that. So would it be advisable for us to hit them, attack them and shit? Nah, not really, because we got a lot of outdated old technology, and we get close to them. They built up the defense in so many years, bunkers. Okay. So then, so then I asked my military. So I got my CIA and all them. Tell them get the fuck out. Bring the military in. Marine Corps, Army, Navy, Air Force, the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Come and say, think it'd be a good idea we fuck up Iran right now. Think a good idea we just go fuck them up, bait them, just blow up shit, kill motherfuckers. So talking to my, the secretary of each branch, secretary of the Marine Corps Commandant, the secretary of the Navy, all these motherfucking the Joint Chiefs. Nah, that wouldn't be a good idea. Because there's no out plan. There's no way we can really win because, their country's too fortified, the terrain. I don't think the only way we can win, we have to put in ground troops. That don't make sense. How do we get the ground troops in there? Because they got the capability of blowing us up. We can't do like we could in Iraq and stage, you had to be a real staging of at least over 1 million men. If you're going to invade a country, we already know the, military doctrine must be 4 to 5 to 1. They would say Iran's got over 1 million man standing army. So that means we must put at least 4 to 5 million boots on the ground. So where do we stage them at? So this is the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Okay, so where do we stage them at? Well, probably can't stage them nowhere. Any big group come together, they got drones coming and blow them up. They ain't gonna be like it was in 2020. 2003 when you invade Iraq. Because any force that's big enough stand out there, they'll bring a drone and blow their ass up. So where do you stage this ground force at? How do you get close enough to get them into Iran? You gonna try to parachute them in? That ain't gonna work. You can't parachute in 1 million motherfuckers, 4 million people into a country. Most of them gonna get murdered as they coming down on the parachute, trying to get in the. Where they gonna go? They got no. How you get the logistics? How to get food, water, all the stuff. So that, President Trump, it's not a good idea to do it. So I'm sure everybody told him this. So this leads me to believe this is on purpose. Because I know he's a moron, but this doesn't make any sense. Because remember now you got Iran saying now anybody that wants to have things in the straits, they must use what? Told you they're gonna pivot to China. They say you can't use the American dollar, you gotta use the Chinese yuan. I'm gonna have to pull that up. So, that's how they're gonna do it. Remember, the Jays need America to collapse and go to their new empire that they created 40, 50 years ago, that Chinese shit. So you actually said, why are they asking for Chinese yuan? Why no other currency? Why are they asking for Russian ruble or Iranian rupees? Why is it Chinese yuan they asking for? Remember, the whole scam was to move, to suck America dry, collapse it, then move it to their new empire, China. How about China's got all that surveillance and shit, all that evil shit they got in China? Got coming from the cats, that all that surveillance shit they got, because China's mostly a surveillance state right now. So that's because this war don't make no sense. It don't make no sense unless you're trying to destroy America's economy. It destroys us economically. That's when it starts making sense. Because nobody came in your sphere of information would tell you this would have been a good idea. The CIA would have told you no. FBI would have told you no. NSA would have told you no. Joint Chief of Staff and the military intelligence would have told you no. And they did tell him no. Remember, he fired them. He fired everybody that told him no. Because this doesn't make any sense. This ain't any good logic. Because you ain't got to be no damn god of war to predict what this going. Then you also know it's also a scam, because remember, these same cats with these motherfucking hats on all your news. And all these motherfuckers on the news are supporting this debaucherous ass debacle. This is debacle. You wouldn't even do this. You would say this is stupid. But all these networks are supporting the war effort. We got to go to war and Iran is bad, blah, blah, blah. That's going to make any sense unless everything is controlled. You wouldn't even do this. Because you would know, you said cutting down the straits of a moose affects the whole world. Because it's not just oil we're talking about. Remember, fertilizers come through that. The majority of fertilizers come through there. because they set a supply chain that made that in Russia. Russia, the fertilizing capital of the world. Now you can't grow crops in certain areas because you got no fertilizer that comes out of there, right? No liquid gas, all other kind of stuff. So I'm gonna let Joey say this. We're gonna go ask TikTok. No, why is Iran asking for yuan? Anybody that wants to come to the most, you got to get out the dollar and use yuan. Not no other currency. This just seems suspicious to me. Remember, this is gonna hurt, especially Africa. Africa's gonna be fucked up before the transition because Africa imports everything, oil, everything they make. They don't never refine nothing. They don't all these products in Africa, but they don't manufacture the shit. It goes someplace else, you manufacture. The price is gonna go sky high. Go sky high here with us too. So people are gonna lose their jobs in America. Job losses are going to go through the roof because you're not going to have the money to pay for transportation to get things from here to there. You're going to lay people off. So this doesn't make any sense unless you're trying to destroy your economy. Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead, play it.
Okay.
Where the numbers start to tell a much darker story. This was not an isolated event. Just one day earlier, on day 13, a KC-135 had gone down over western Iraq. All 6 crew members killed. It was the single deadliest American military incident of the entire war. Central Command said it was not hostile fire, and it was not friendly fire. The cause was officially under investigation, but at the same time, Iran's proxy network in Iraq, the Islamic Resistance, published a statement claiming full responsibility for the shootdown, add it all together. And in the space of just 7 days, 7 KC-135 aerial refueling aircraft had been knocked out of action, 5 on the ground in Saudi Arabia. 1 crashed in Iraq with 6 crew dead, 1 more with a damaged tail in a separate incident, 7 tankers in 7 days. In 60 years of service through Vietnam, the Gulf War, Afghanistan, Iraq, Libya, Syria, the United States Air Force had never lost 7 refueling aircraft in a single week, not once. To explain why it was losing tanker aircraft, at a rate of roughly 1 per day, in the 3rd week of a campaign, that was supposed to be over in 4. But here's the problem with that answer. If this were chaos, the losses would be random. Random targets, random timing, random locations. They were not random. When the full timeline is laid out, day by day, strike by strike, a very different picture emerges. Not chaos, not luck, not accidents. A schedule, day 1 of the conflict. 3 American F-15E Strike Eagles went down over Kuwait. All 6 crew members ejected safely, but the aircraft were destroyed. The cause was friendly fire. And a very specific message delivered directly to Riyadh that neutrality does not equal protection. That is not the behavior of a military in chaos. That is the behavior of a military operating on patience. And in a war where America was burning through interceptors, tankers, and political goodwill at a rate nobody had planned for, patience may be the most dangerous weapon Iran has. And within hours of the Wall Street Journal breaking the story, something very telling happened. The United States military began evacuating every remaining KC-135 from Prince Sultan Air Base, moving them, scattering them, dispersing them across other locations, which means not only were 5 tankers damaged and grounded for repair, the ones that survived were now gone too, relocated to bases further away in different countries under different conditions. Now think about what that dispersal costs. This is not a military strategy. This is an economic siege, disguised as a military conflict. And Iran built it piece by piece over 40 years. The F1 Grand Prix races in Bahrain and Saudi Arabia canceled. A racing event is not a strategic asset, but its cancellation is a visible, concrete signal of what this war is costing the Gulf states, the very nations that were supposed to benefit from American protection. Banks evacuating staff from the region, tanker shipping costs tripled overnight, insurance companies pulling coverage from Gulf routes, a French soldier dead in Iraq, one by one. The costs are stacking up, not just for Washington, but for every country currently touching this conflict. And no country is feeling that pressure more directly than Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia did not want this war. Saudi Arabia did not join this war. Saudi Arabia declared neutrality from day 1, and on day 14, 5 American tanker aircraft were struck by Iranian missiles on Saudi territory. Saudi Arabia is now a...
for clarity, let's make sure we understand this clear. Saudi Arabians are not Arabs. Those the House of Saud is crypto Jews, the Jews, the cats with hats. They're crypto Jews. Why they created a whole big country for them? They're crypto Jews. You go back to 1600 out of Sabbatai Sebi, who was forced to go call himself a Muslim so the Arabs wouldn't kill his ass. That's where the House of Saud comes from. These are crypto Jews. They're not, so they're masquerading as Arabs in Saudi. That's the ones the British and Americans put in charge over there. Pretend they got the goofy hats on. We're Saudi, we're Arabs. They're not. They're crypto Jews. That's why they back everything Israel does. They're crypto Jews in Saudi Arabia. Go ahead, Joker.
Target in a war it never asked for, and at some point, Riyadh will be forced to ask the question that every Gulf capital has been quietly circling since this conflict began. Is hosting American forces making them safer, or is it painting a target on their soil? The answer that Prince Sultan Air Base provided on day 14 is not the answer Washington needs those governments to reach. And here is the most sophisticated part of what Iran did. No Saudi personnel were killed, no Saudi infrastructure was damaged, no Saudi military asset was touched. Just 5 American planes on Saudi ground. Hit, damaged. That is not brute force, that is calibration. Iran understands something that most war analysts overlook. It does not need to win a single military exchange. It needs to make the cost of continuing the war exceed the cost of ending it, and it is making that calculation, not just for America, but for every single nation currently involved in this conflict. Every military on Earth is watching what just happened. Every adversary of the United States, every nation that has spent the last 2 decades developing long-range missiles and drone capabilities is filing away a very specific lesson. The American fighter jet is fast, stealthy, maneuverable, and extremely expensive to shoot down. But the tanker, the plane that makes the fighter jet useful, is slow, large, predictable, parked on known bases, flying known routes, and the United States has never prioritized its survivability, because until now, it never had to. The lesson being recorded in war colleges from Beijing to Moscow to Pyongyang is simple. Do not try to shoot down the fighters, shoot down the gas stations, and above all, a very precise understanding of which nodes in the American logistics chain, if damaged, would slow the entire machine down enough to matter. The tankers were those nodes. Iran just proved it knows that, and the schedule is not finished. Iran has not announced what comes after day 14. It rarely does. It just keeps following the plan. Outro. That is the situation as it stands right now.
President Trump has declared...
Okay, so let me pause at that, then share what Keith asked me to cue, why Iran is asking the people to pay in yuan, if I'm pronouncing correctly. Yuan.
Iran is going after the US dollar, as Iran is now considering allowing a limited number of tankers to pass through the Strait of Hormuz only if the oil is paid for in Chinese yuan. This is by far the greatest threat to the US dollar since World War II, and if enforced, will wipe out $1 trillion.
He's not an AI jibba jabba. That guy is real. That's not a Chinese AI guy. He's so real.
That guy is real.
He's real.
Worth of annual demand for US dollar, which is
oil. You better get some glasses.
Pardon?
I said jibba jabba. I said he's not even Chinese.
I know. You want to get your glasses literate.
Gas that passes through the Strait of Hormuz. And in order to maintain the status of the US dollar as the world's reserve currency, you will need the rest of the world, other countries, to also want to get and hold US dollar. And the world is incentivized to hold US dollar because right now the world's energy, aka oil, is priced in US dollars, aka the petrodollar. But now if you cannot use US dollar to get your oil through the Strait of Hormuz, demand for the dollar will fall and demand for the Chinese yuan will rise, which will diminish the power of the US dollar, which means the US will no longer be able to do things like sanction other countries. And not to mention, if the Gulf states also start asking for Chinese yuan over US dollar, then the global financial system, which is propped up by the US petrodollar, will cease to exist.
Exactly.
Iran is coming for your savings. Iran could allow limited trade through Hormuz Strait, but only in yuan. Iran is considering allowing a limited number of oil tankers through the Strait of Hormuz.
Pause a second. See, let me make sure we understand, guys, that how the dollar is propped. Made you lucky, right? Because of what you get in dollars. The dollars are propped up, right? Because America doesn't make anything. So what can be the value of this dollar? So if no one's trading in the dollar anymore, this brings immediate inflation to your dollar because they're going to have to flood back to the country, making your dollar worthless. So whatever savings you got, let's say you got $20,000 in the bank, it won't be worth $20,000 if the world switches over to another currency. The $20,000 you got in the bank might be worth, if you're lucky, $10. Okay, $10. Not even that, most like probably nothing. Probably goes to zero because it's based on nothing. That's why we got this big military to make sure everybody runs around and uses the dollar. So if the dollar goes under, all your savings goes under. So you better start getting yourself real assets while you can. Land is real. Gold, not paper gold. You must have it in your hand. Tangible gold or silver. You must have real things because you're going to be wiped out. Everybody's got money backed in fucking paper. You're going to be impoverished because it has no intrinsic value. Once the world decides to move up from the dollar to yuan, because America's not powerful enough to force, this has been an extortion racket. You don't use my dollar, I come in and blow you up and kill you, and put my puppet in. Then the puppet says, okay, we're going to continue with these dollars, with this Ponzi scheme. Why do you think all these puppets are around the world? They're puppets around the world because they've been forced to use the dollar. They don't, they get killed, they get murdered. So that's what we're looking at. So if the dollar does go to, I won't be able to afford my staff in Africa. They'll all be fired. So that's why I got to make sure I build real tangible things. I'm running against the clock. It's a race between me and I need at least 2 years from dollars. But it had that goofy ass Wallace mess me. I lost a year fucking with him. But I can use everything from dollars to real assets. And I've always told you guys got to get real assets. You got to buy land in America. If you're going to stay in America, you got to buy real assets. Things are not backed by paper. If you got a bunch of paper in a bank, you're going to go broke. You're going to be impoverished. And that's the scam they're going to do. And so to anybody saving any money in a bank is stupid. In America, if you got them in dollars, because the American dollar will collapse. That's what they're trying to do. That's what these cats, that's what I'm saying whenever I hear this, what makes me think like, this is exactly what I said they were going to do. So, because this war doesn't make any sense. Who's the benefit? It doesn't benefit us. Why now? Why go into Iran now? What's the benefit? Where the tangible gains that's going to Iran for what? So the dollar can get transferred over to the yuan globally, and then also America could suffer a big defeat and have the other countries say, "Whoa, we ain't got to be bullied by no America no more." If Iran can, hold on and get a victory, maybe we can too. Fuck them. We ain't got to put puppets in the country. We get rid of these puppets. All these countries are puppets, right? Make sure this dollar scheme goes. So that's what I'm saying. Is it going to happen immediately? No, but eventually this dollar's going away. Been saying this forever. What day? Remember what day, Keith? What time? What day? And I ain't been doing my shows last year. They keep talking about hammering it on the weekends, but these cats with these hats have drained the country dry. America's in so much debt, we're never going to get out of this debt. The debt was it $40 trillion of debt? You're never going to get out of it. So Jays know that they put us in this kind of debt, so they're going to implode the country and move to the other big country they created, China. And you won't be able to do it, you'll be broke. So they're going to break our backs. You won't be able to fund the military to go fight, to go after the Jays. Oh, you remember? Oh, it's the Jays that fucked this up. So what? You're going to be impoverished here sucking your own ass. So what? That was going to be your future. So what? You know it now. America is going to go into a deep depression. And I think since it's so polarized, because it might break up. As a country, I don't think America survives as an autonomous whole country. I think as the country collapses, and there's so many different reasons, there's no culture to keep it together no more. The Jays have done such a good job of polarizing the South, the North, the Middle, the West. I think it breaks apart in the 5 or 6 different countries. I think America breaks apart. I think that's the future. And the racism, I told you black people all better have weapons. You better have weapons. You ain't got no power, but they're going to blame you for the shit fucking up. And so they're going to be coming for black people. So you better do that too. You better have your weapons in your house. Okay? You run around talking to goopy niggas on some of this FBA bullshit. Am I Indian? FBA? Who cares? When you can't feed yourself and your lights out. Am I an FBA, daddy? Well, so we ain't got no lights and no food. Does that really matter? You know, all these fake distractions, they got black Americans fighting over that mean absolutely nothing. So I know this is organized. Got morons talking about, am I FBA? Am I pretending? Motherfucker, can the lights be on? Am I going to be able to grow food? Am I going to survive an American collapse? There's anarchy in the streets. What are you talking about? You know, thought of an idiotic nonsense. So this was happening because why did they pick yuan? There's many. Why did they go to yuan? Like I said, why didn't they go Russian ruble? Why didn't they go to the Kenyan shilling or some other shit? Why is it the yuan? That's what I told you where they wanted to go. Go ahead, Joey.
Hormuz if cargo is traded in Chinese yuan, according to senior Iranian official. They're coming for the dollar now.
Yeah.
Those of you that got your savings in the USD, your money, the value is gonna go like this very soon if this works out. If everybody who agrees to this deal, all the European nations who trade in dollar, everyone, all you have to do now to get free access to the Strait of Hormuz is to agree to trade
drop the dollar
in yuan, Chinese yuan. And you know China obviously is going to profit from this, and you know there's going to be a kickback to Iran. This shit is crazy. If you go to my TikTok, back up TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, you'll see a link there to my link tree where you can find.
The war just changed, not on a battlefield, not with a missile strike or a tanker attack or a press conference from a Pentagon podium. It changed with a single sentence from a senior Iranian official to CNN on Friday. The sentence was this: Iran is considering allowing oil tankers to pass through the Strait of Hormuz on one condition. The oil must be paid for in Chinese yuan, not dollars. You win. Read that again slowly because the full weight of it takes a moment to land. The Strait of Hormuz, the waterway that carries 20% of the world's daily oil supply, the choke point that the entire American military campaign of the last 14 days has been unable to reopen, the passage that Trump told civilian tanker captains to show some guts and sail through, Iran is offering to crack it open. The price is not a ceasefire. The price is not a political concession. The price is a currency, specifically the abandonment of the currency that has underwritten American global power for the last 52 years. In 1974, Saudi Arabia made a deal with the United States. The deal was simple and world-altering. Saudi Arabia would price its oil exclusively in US dollars. In exchange, America would provide military protection to the kingdom. Other oil-producing nations followed.
When I mean military protection, when these kingdoms are fake, they're talking protection from their own people. Because who they protecting from? The Muslims and base. They're talking about protection, they're puppets, from their own people overthrowing their ass. That's the deals. All these Bahrains and Qatars and Emirates, that's protection against their own people overthrowing these puppets. Go ahead, Joe.
But Jabba, this guy is not an AI. You need to accept that.
That guy is an AI. That guy, is it? Is that the one you thought you were talking about?
Yeah.
That guy's an AI. That's an AI.
Wow. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't have told you it's an AI. I would have argued back and forth. It's not an AI.
Yeah, Joe, but that's an AI there.
Oh, okay.
The result was the petrodollar system.
That's why these guys on 30,000 YouTube channels 20,000 TikTok channels.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe, he's in a
A
hat.
framework that ensured that any country on earth that needed to buy oil had to first acquire US dollars.
Motherfucking
No.
hair, his hair don't even move. Look at,
I couldn't tell.
you can't tell how fake he look. Look how fake he look.
I really couldn't tell, I swear.
Which meant permanent global demand for dollars, which meant America could run deficits, borrow cheaply, and project financial power in ways no other nation could replicate. The petrodollar was not just an economic arrangement, it was the infrastructure of American hegemony. The reason America's military budget could be larger than the next 10 countries combined. The reason American sanctions hurt. The reason the world needed Washington's permission to participate in the global economy. That system was born in 1974. It has been running for 52 years. And on day 14 of this war, Iran announced it is considering ending it at the Strait of Hormuz with a sentence.
The reason why we had to go, remember, it changed, went up the petrol, because the Vietnam War, we were bankrupting everybody, right? We were spending everybody's money through the Vietnam War, the gold. So all the other countries say, hey, we need our gold back, France. We need our gold, because this don't make no sense. How you paying for this shit? So America was stealing everybody's gold. And so America said, nah, we can't get no gold back. Get out of here. So what they did, they took the dollar off the gold standard, because back then the dollar was backed by gold. But they print too many dollars. They're like, nah, this is a Ponzi scheme. So that's what they decided to do. It's a two-pronged system. It's don't be too expensive to manufacture in America, because we don't want to pay nobody hardly shit. So we're gonna move our manufacturing to China, because they ain't gonna put, because the big, pay them peanuts on the dollar. Same we do that. Pay a motherfucker. Same way they did with Africa. We pay a motherfucking Chinese motherfucker $2 a day to make some shit. Right, and then we're gonna we're gonna use the oil of Saudi Arabia to back the dollar. So everybody's got to buy oil. It's got to use our dollar to get oil, or you don't get any oil. And your country's ran off of oil, right? So one prong was the oil. Two prong was when they went to China to start talking about opening up manufacturing, making them a manufacturing giant, because they could pay them little to nothing to exploitation. Right? We're going to exploit you, goofy Chinese. You're going to make every damn thing for nothing. But then, go ahead. Anyway, go ahead, Joey.
It's about when. The mechanism is surgical. Iran does not need to destroy the dollar. It does not need to defeat the American military. It does not need regime change or surrender or any of the outcomes that war normally produces. It needs to establish one precedent, that oil can flow through the world's most critical choke point in a currency other than dollars. Once that precedent exists, once the first tanker carries its cargo through Hormuz paid in UN and arrives safely at a Chinese port, every subsequent argument.
And also, that destroys the American military, because they don't have any more money. The money goes to nothing. They can't afford to make these weapons. Can't afford to pay the sailors, the Marines. So the American military's back is broken. That was the J. Well, there's no more American power. There's no more American military, because they can't pay for it. The money's worthless. Go ahead, Joe.
For why oil must be priced in dollars becomes harder to make. The precedent is already partially established. This is the detail that makes the yuan announcement not a threat, but a logical next step. Since February 28th, since the first day of Operation Epic Fury, Iran has shipped at least 11.7 million barrels of crude oil through the Strait of Hormuz. Every barrel went to China. Every transaction was in yuan. China's tankers moved freely. China's shipping was not attacked. China's oil kept flowing while every other nation's tankers sat anchored outside the strait, waiting, burning insurance costs, watching their cargo sit. The bifurcation of the strait, land barrels moving, dollar barrels stopped, has already been operating for 2 years.
Remember, there are no accidents in the universe. There's no coincidences. It's not a coincidence. This is planned to make it look like a war and blah, 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 destroy us financially. There's no coincidences. Because like I said, I got all my intelligence group telling me not to do it. I have my Joint Chiefs of Staff, and they come in, they give me their briefing every morning. I'm like, this doesn't make no fucking sense. Because I want to destroy the country. Why would I? This don't make no fucking sense. Because they would tell you all these things are going to be in jeopardy. We lose dollar dominance, destroy the American economy. So why would I? What's the benefit? What's the benefit of doing this? Well, there is none, unless you want to destroy America economically. So you want to light the fire that it brings the whole thing. And remember, Trump is a cat with the hat. His whole family is cat with the hats. His whole fucking family is. See? And that was their plan, to destroy the American economy, because A lot of Americans are now waking up, right? You find all Americans waking up. You know who actually controls us? You know, everywhere on TikTok, they start mentioning the J's. And an awakening happened in America. But as they're waking up to finally do something against them, they're going to implode the economy on their ass. Leave me all butt naked and fucked up, stuck in their own asshole. Right? They start waking up, hey, they're going to be plunged into poverty. And Jay's going to be over there in China living it up. As Joby showed you, you had a big old Chinese, big old J population in China over 100 years ago. I didn't know they was in the Sassus. All these Jays were already over there building shit. I didn't even know that. But Iran created a fake as a fake for 50 years ago to bring this about. That's what I'm thinking, like the code. Yeah, with the fake communism shit. Exactly. We know, how could Russia be an enemy? And it was the cats that got control of it when they killed the Tsar. They murdered the Tsar. They killed the king of Russia in 1917. So how can America and Russia, the Soviet Union, be at odds when the same people control both countries? See, we never knew. That's why we got to be giving all this propaganda. We know the banks and the Rothschilds created that Soviet Union. Created them. That's a fact. We know the Rothschilds controlled America through the Federal Reserve Bank controls America today. So how can these countries be fighting? Because it's fake. It's fake. You know, the whole world, it's crazy how they create. Everything's fake. Everything you believe is fucking fake. So Iran might have been set up as this fake foil 50 years ago to keep this going and to pull this trigger exactly when they needed it. I think you're right, Jim. That's the logical conclusion I'm bringing, because this don't make any fucking sense. The only sense it makes is to destroy America's economy and move the shit to China, which they built. And remember, China's a police state. Surveillance, all that shit they want to do, surveillance everywhere in China. So that's only logical conclusion you can come. And sorry to people reaching to on TikTok, because I'm reaching. I said, this more don't make no fucking sense, and there are no consequences. There are no what I'm looking for. There are no what's in the universe, whatever. There are no
coincidences.
Coincidences, yeah. Sorry. There are no coincidences in the universe. This is set up too right, and all of a sudden Iran is saying we're gonna go to yuan. Why? Why not the Russian ruble? Why not the rupee? Why not the Chile? We're just gonna go to China yuan. Why not the Japanese yen? You know, this is too perfectly set up to me. So go ahead, Joby.
It's crazy.
The announcement on Friday was not Iran proposing something new. It was Iran codifying something that is already happening and asking whether the world wants to make it permanent. America bombed Karg Island this week, Iran's main oil export hub, the facility that handles 90% of its crude exports. Trump announced the strike as
always kabuki theater. It's always hidden. This is theater. This is kabuki theater. It's fake. It's fake.
Yeah, I'm gonna cue the videos you've also shared with me on WhatsApp. But I see shout to everyone with us on the chat. Jibba Ali was saying, if your balcony gets sun, think about planting vegetables in pots. Also says farmers in my state are facing fertilizer shortages on the new order. And also says you exposed a great question. Why doesn't Texas look like Dubai? We are.
I said, yeah, that's the question. Texas has more oil than fucking Saudi Arabia, and Dubai. Why doesn't Texas look like that? Because all the money is funneled up to the cats with the hats. Texas has more oil wealth than fucking Saudi Arabia and the Emirates. So why doesn't it look like that? Where the money go? Go ahead, Joey.
Shout out to Jason. Jibba also says, if I had the world by the balls, I would not, I think, kill myself. I think that's what he meant. Yeah, and shout out to Sister Michelle says, we're in trouble. Trump is begging for help. Yes, he is. And says, Sobi Subs has good videos on this horrible mess. And I'll check that out.
I don't know who Sabby Sabs is.
to. Jason says, I don't fear nothing no more, especially this illusion. That's what's up. Byron Scott, Karibu, John Mosquito, Karibu.
Not to have fear. No reason to be feared, to be prepared. And once you have fear, be prepared. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, so let me cue these videos very quickly.
Even though it's an illusion, you're living in. Still got to live through it. still got consequences. You know, when your stomach touches your backbone, you might know losing your stomach still home. Your stomach still got pains. I'm hungry. Shit.
Excuse me. Let me cue these very quickly.
And then taking them down. You guys can see what I'm saying. Everybody's starting. You can see the awakening. Because one of the business I said, Joby, the guy telling the truth, like I told you, all these fake companies, the Microsofts, the Facebooks, the Amazon, these are all created by DARPA. I tell you that. All the fake story. Remember they put out their property. Remember the damn social network, the fake movie about Zuckerberg. I mean, this movie's fake. Everybody's in their garage making shit. Because you're going to label advertising because they don't create nothing new. They have no melanin, so it's the same story over. Everybody's in a garage making multi-billion-dollar companies. These are front men. These are fake. Zuckerberg created Facebook. No. U.S. military. Jeff Bezos created Amazon. No. American military. Bill Gates created Microsoft. No. American military. Oh, these other guys in Stanford created Google. Nope. DARPA, American military. But okay, this is the first one I sent you? I know this. Okay. Now, I want to make it clear. I want to clear this. Now, these are the original people here. Persians were African. The fake Hebrews, they forced them to be this religion, or African. All these other nations you see now inhabited by these white people, these Arabs and other people. This is what they originally looked like. These are African people. Original Persians you see today that are called Iranians, they were African. Elam was African. So this dude, because of a Persian, right there, this is African. They were all African nations, African people. So you got white people come down now, assume their identity, pretend to be you. Right? But go ahead, Joey.
Okay.
The dark-skinned, woolly-haired nations of antiquity. Let's get some insight on them. During the 5th century BC, Greek historian Herodotus stated that one of the reasons he thought the Colchians were descended from the Egyptians was due to their black skin and woolly hair. He also said that it doesn't account for much.
The Egyptians, black hair, and woolly skin. We know the original Egyptians were African, black, not these fake pretending motherfuckers you got today. Those people are Turkish, Mongoloid people invaded. Go ahead, Joe.
Because several other nations of that time had black skin and woolly hair too. This lets us know that the ancient world was filled with nations with this physical archetype, which is completely contrary to what modern scholarship tells us. Herodotus also stated that the Ethiopians had the most handsome men and women in the world, being renowned and distinguished.
We're talking about Ethiopia, and I'm talking about the country Ethiopia today that didn't exist. I'm talking about African people. Whole continent of Africa called Ethiopians. Not the shit you see. I think that's why they did that, to confuse people. When Abyssinia changed his name to Ethiopia in 40 something, to claim their history when it had nothing to do with them. Go ahead, Joe.
For having the darkest skin among the nations and the most woolly hair texture, many of the prominent Greek and Roman historians understood the kinship between the Egyptians and Ethiopians. 1st century Greek historian Diodorus Siculus stated that the Ethiopians regarded the Egyptians as one of their colonies, which was led by Osiris, noting also the black skin and woolly hair of the Egyptians. The Israelites were also noted for their dark skin and woolly hair. A 19th century white scholar observed their appearance on a 7th century Assyrian relief and stated that they were represented with woolly hair and likened their appearance to Ethiopians. 1st century Roman historian Tacitus somewhat mirrored this same thesis when he said that many people of his time asserted that the Israelites were of Ethiopian origin.
I mean, it's black. It's Elam. So these Elamites, that's Persia. That's Iran. Those are the original people of fucking Iran. Go ahead, Joe. That's Hannibal. That's King Hannibal trying to make him white. It's Hannibal who invaded Rome, Africa. That's all these minerals busted up and stolen in museums, hidden. All African. And particularly, you got Persian and Medes, which is Iran. All ancient people are Africans. Go ahead. Not these other people claiming this stuff. Curly hair. These are African people.
I think that's the end. Let me see. That's the end. Okay, so this is the second.
Dark-skinned, woolly-haired.
Sorry, the second one. Let me cue it.
Just make sure you make that clear. You know, you're talking about all these other people that claimed your identity. It's fucking crazy. White people wouldn't even hear.
Help fund DARPA. Amazon.
So he's telling you what I told you for years. This is now finally coming up. Told you there's no Amazon. These fake billionaires created by goddamn cats with the hats. And the American government, your taxpayer. Amazon, Facebook, fucking Microsoft, with Bill Gates retarded ass. Twitter, goddamn, what's the other shit out there? Google. All this shit's created by the American taxpayer through DARPA, which DARPA is an arm of what? The damn intelligence agencies and the military. And so they always give it to a cat with their hat. Make them a fake billionaire or something adjacent to it. You know, these people, they got the fake story. These are teenagers, geniuses who built these things in a garage. Everybody's in a motherfucking garage building multi-billion-dollar companies. Amazon, fucking Facebook, fucking Microsoft. It's all a scam. It's all a lie. Go ahead, Joe.
Was created in DARPA. They gave it to the guy. They're like, you're the crazy enough to pull this thing off. They give him the project. They start with books. And once that gets to the point where it's like fully functional, now they put it out to everywhere. People always go, why does Amazon not have to pay a lot of taxes? Well, why would an extension of the government have to pay taxes to the government? It's the same thing with Facebook, same thing with Google. They're all extensions of the U.S. government. They're CIA money.
All of it.
I love doing my makeup.
Bezos, his dad.
I said all of it for years. How the fuck these kids who got the capital to build something to $1 billion business? Now I'm some fucking goofy teenager in a garage. And they'll tell you what these fake, they always make these fake movies, they control all these fake movies. They make the Zuckerberg movie, make the Bill Gates movie and the Apple. This is fake. This is fake. How the fuck do you got all this goddamn money? Right, as a teenager, that's why I always do that. I told you that fake ass cryptocurrency was fake. Some Japanese guy in his house. Who got the money to put this shit all over the world? Some Japanese dude named Yakamoto Tokusami, whatever the fuck is that? But who got the money to put this shit all over the world? Not no Japanese dude sitting in his basement in his underwear. Make this cryptocurrency. I got cryptocurrency. Who's going to accept it? Yokomada, Hamasuru, whatever the fuck his name.
Sure, so this is the third one.
Good.
Started.
So what's here is later after tell you that them everything you've done, everybody stole you. I showed you identity first. They stole your identity. Got the white people saying the Iranians, got the white people calling themselves Jews and Israelites. These are all African things. Because without melanin, you can't create, you can't reproduce anything. You just assimilate and steal. You copy. Go ahead, Joe.
A white man once, and you never have to study him again in your life. Because he'll never change. Never. It takes melanin to change. Melanin. The people with melanin make the changes. We invented the calculus, astronomy, architecture.
Like I said, times change, they don't. I ain't even know it had nothing to do with melanin, but I told you has something to do with that evil spirit up in it, but that evil shit in their body. Times change, they don't. Period. Good.
Engineer in medicine, because melanin is a change agent. Without it, you can't change. Fact. You're talking about someone with the least amount of melanin, you're expecting them to change. Get a grip. The Food and Drug Administration, the Federal Aeronautics Agency, FCC, FDA, all of those are agencies put about because white folks don't know how to change. They are there to police them. They don't trust each other. That's why they're there. That's why it's there. That's why they have these agencies to police the films, because they're out of control. And you want them to change. That's why we have to eat in self-defense. Take some red clover one day, some burdock the next day, dandelion root the next day, echinacea the next day. Take a blood cleanser every day. Every day. Because the air is polluted, the water is polluted, the food is polluted, and most of your friends are polluted.
Yep. We share this other one. The video is not available in my country unless you share that.
Which one is that one? Let me see. Which one is that? Not a big.
That's the second last one.
Oh, that might be. Oh, okay. That's the one with. Let me see if I can get it. Go
Oprah band, something like that.
Oh yeah, it's not big. See, I told you. That's how to keep the Africans' minds fucked up, not knowing anything. It's what Oprah talked about eating children, and the one we showed. That joke we showed a while back when Oprah whipping the fat white woman. Yes, we'll be eating the babies and kids, they be getting raped and stuff. So now it's not available. It's this one. Let me see if I can do this one. Not that one. Give me a second. Is this one right here? Give me a second, guys. This one right here. Give me a second. Let's see what I can.
Does everyone else think it's a nice Jewish family? From the outside, you appear to be a nice Jewish girl. Definitely. And you all are worshiping the devil inside the home. Right. There's other Jewish families across the country. It's not just my own family. Really?
You guys are eating children?
You don't have to give us the gory details, but what kinds of things went on in the family? Well, there would be rituals in which babies would be sacrificed.
That's what you're seeing now. That's what they're doing. Epstein files.
There were people who bred babies in our family. No one would know about it. A lot of people were overweight, so you couldn't tell if they were pregnant or not. Or they would supposedly go away for a while and then come back. Anyway, so you witnessed the sacrifice, right? When I was very young, I was forced to participate in that.
Remember these little white kids that go to lesson? They ate the baby. My dad ate the baby.
To bring you what? What are you sacrificing for? For power?
No.
Power. Cult of Baal. B-A-L. My family masqueraded themselves as Jewish publicly, but behind closed doors, at Passover dinners, when I was drugs, would admit.
Showed you thing in Chicago, 1930. How they able to do that in Middle America?
That we belonged to the cult of Baal.
Called the ball. That's on your dollar bill. That's that owl up on your motherfucking dollar bill. Why is that there? That's the call of ball.
Now, what you can look up about the cult of Baal.
And these are motherfuckers that run the world, not no Orsini family.
Is that it is thousands of years old. It is a Phoenician satanic fertility cult. And publicly, it's supposed to have been eradicated. But to my knowledge and my experience, it is not.
I'm going to do the whole thing, but it's almost all waiting. But see, and it's funny, the Africans are supposed to always kept stupid. Because they need Africa because of its resource, because of its wealth. The African's mind must always be backward and fucked up. 100 years ago, keep the Africans stupid as hell. Don't know anything. You just propagandize too. But they got Cat Williams telling you about Epstein files, right? He telling you about eating babies. This is nothing what Oprah told you 40 years ago with that goofy show. She's one of them too. See, she's the one supposedly bringing it out. And she's part of that shit with her wicked ass. I don't know how many Oprahs you get. There's been like 15 Oprahs. There's been like 15 people playing Oprah. It's like the Biden shit. Tall Biden, short Biden, other Biden. Even 15 fucking Oprahs. At least 15, I counted. You can tell teeth are different, the eyes are like, this ain't the same. But they know people don't pay attention. It looks similar enough, so you say, that's Oprah. It ain't. Got like 15 different people playing Oprah. They probably got rid of her 25 years ago. Whatever the hell. Cloned or whatever the hell they do. But go ahead, Joe. Okay.
Crazy.
I don't know if y'all been paying attention. That motherfucking Epstein files is out. Unbelievable shit.
What's the back of
Who would have thought? These motherfuckers is taking assholes. Eating babies. Worshiping the devil. Who would have thought?
Okay, that's good. That's good.
I don't know if y'all been paying attention. That motherfucking Epstein files
looking
is out. Unbelievable shit. Who would have thought? These motherfuckers is taking assholes. Eating babies. Worshiping the devil.
This is crazy. This is crazy. But I think I'm going to switch now to the topic itself, the 5D chess. See, I was trying to pull some videos on under that to see the TikTok people, what they're saying. But I see it's actually most of the white people have something to say about that.
Yeah, not just remember, this is a cat with the hat. Changed his name. Name ain't no damn. His name ain't no damn John Stewart. Got named something Legal Bitch or something. He's one of these cats with the hat. That's why he's there. But you can see what he said. Most of them aren't jokes. So you're gonna get like truth with lies with this dude. Let's see what he got to say.
The first one. Let's see.
Yeah.
Or a mythic figure or a biblical prophet pales in comparison to the genius that we are witnessing.
Zelensky's playing checkers and Trump is playing chess.
Trump's 3D chess move.
He's actually playing 4D chess.
President Trump's 5D chess.
5D. He's doing 5. He's doing 5. And they saying this moron, he's doing 5D chess. His chess is interdimensional. This no good bastard's in a 5th dimension chess. Fucking idiot. But go ahead.
That's not a dimension. The length, width, depth. 4 is time. There's no fucking 5. There's no 5. He is a god who has created a whole other dimension through which he plays board games. Let me even see. How do you play 5-dimensional Trump chess? Let me see how we do this. So here's how he would probably do it. We lose them for DEI. Okay. I guess that's it. I guess that is 5D.
Holy shit, we have been telling y'all to stop focusing on Epstein himself, but these fucking emails and the release just proved everything we have been screaming since 2016. The words military occupation, military tribunal starting in 2020, Nassara, Jassara, and it all. Them all being scared shitless and spreading it wide through their trafficking ring.
Remember the Jassara. See, the CIA's been putting all these goofy white people. They thought this is all the damn Q shit, right? It's all these goofy, all this shit's a scam, but they're easily influenced, right? You see, this thing, they think they really come up with truth. They've all been propagandized. Sadly enough. See, they don't have no melanin, so they can't really distinguish shit. Go ahead, Joe.
It's all in the Epstein files, and I'm gonna go through it step by step because another guy is doing it, and I'm gonna go to through the files. Everything we have been called conspiracy theorists for is in the fucking Epstein files. Stay tuned because this is about to get real fucking real. The first thing I'm gonna do it's gonna have to be several parts because it is so long. The first thing I'm gonna do, part 1, is gonna be listening to Trump's 2016 inauguration speech, where midway through he is saying, I am returning power back to you, the people. And at that moment,
you can look power back to them. That's how stupid. I'm returning power back. Trump is a cat with the hat, you fucking moron. But see, they're easy. See, they're caught in their race. They don't care about the racism. Trump is this racist shit he's been doing, talking racist, making making drawings of people being monkeys and shit. Because I told you, they never change. They just ain't no good. And then so they believe in all kind of crazy. See, Trump on his birthday, I'm returning the power back to you. You see, he hasn't done that. He's starting wars and shit. What power? Turn back to you. He about to destroy you at the damn grocery store. Your light bill's about to be all fucked up. Electric bill's about to be fucked up. They're like, Trump is buying 5D shares. Oh, because they're stupid, right? Because their first thing for them is white supremacy. These two women are morons. Go ahead, Joe.
Him on the stairs comes down every branch of the U.S. government. It's military JAG officers from each branch of the government that comes and stands behind Trump for the first time ever in U.S. presidential history. Never had it happen before, and that's why we started screaming. This is more than just an inauguration. Y'all, this is so deep. And for those of you who do not know what the JAG officers are, they are the officers that do the military tribunals. And not one word is missing.
Ain't no tribunals. They're gonna kill Obama and kill Clinton. They're gonna do tribunals. JAG are just lawyers, guys. I mean, JAG are tribunals. JAGs are just military lawyers. That's it. The lawyers. So they get all excited, and Trump is gonna fight the evil. Trump is the evil. So what he did? He said right in the Epstein file, he just got the files with Trump's and their fucking children. Putting his dick in babies, and then how a kid fucked up his booty. Now he's dookie booty. Trump is not dookie booty because the kid, fucked up his rectum trying to have sex with him. Now he's old dookie booty.
It's the way you say it as if it's not even like you always say, like, it's just a statement, like it's crazy.
And because it is coming directly from the files, word for word, mark my word, shit is about to get real. Buckle up.
So guys, Trump approval rating is sitting between the high 50s and low 60s depending on the poll, and that is officially lower than.
The Democrats at large were not briefed on this, and there were no leaks. Not one report, not one photo, not one tweet, not one statement prior to this happening. And those same Democrats that were excluded from this, and even some Republicans, boy, oh boy, if you doubted Pete Hegseth before, you probably shouldn't now. We carried out
see how crazy this sounds? They're losing. If you doubted Pete Hegseth, dumbass, the damn defense, whatever the fuck you call him now, the defense president, the Secretary of War, you're crazy. Let me know Pete Hegseth and all of them are losing. Y'all propaganda crazy is Trump. You're not doubting no more. You better get on board and shit. And what are you talking about? See, everything has some attached to their supremacy mindset. Them losing, and then they're gonna start losing power globally. They're gonna start losing power globally because it's just their time to go back into being fucked up again. They don't understand that. Boy, if you ain't with Hegseth, they're losing, stupid. What are you talking about? So you're going to show up, they hit this? Who cares they hit that? America's getting fucked up right now while he's begging. Go ahead. Crazy.
Single largest ordnance drop since Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Flawlessly executed. Hundreds of planes involved. From the 7 B-2s with mid-air refueling platforms, fighter jets, thousands of people, flight past to not break other nations' airspaces. All stealth. 100% stealth. While people simultaneously thought Trump was just forward staging a bunch of other B-2 bombers in the South Pacific. And the world didn't even know. Until a mountain disappeared in Iran, and he had already
Trump was like Batman and Jesus, of course, Superman all rolled into one. They didn't even know it. Well, we know we're getting fucked up. How about that? This is crazy talk. Go ahead.
Of course, AOC and the others calling it, oh, it's impulsive. Really? What was impulsive about notifying Republican members of Congress as constitutionally mandated and executing the strike? Which is probably why she and other Dems are now calling for Trump's impeachment, which I said last week that this was going to be the first thing they did. Did I not? I find it also hilarious considering some of the other people that were on board with the same
terrible they are as a people. That's what they can't say. He's evil. They don't mind killing and raping and all that killing shit because they want to steal other people. Just remember, this is all about stealing other people's stuff. What this caveman has done since he came out the cave. They don't have no problem stealing other people. It's all about them stealing other people's shit. That's what it's about. So they would say, what about the humanity? Don't have any humanity. That doesn't exist. You're looking at a soulless being. That's what this motherfucker is. These are soulless beings. Yeah, how many people can we kill? Trump is killing them. Yeah. Okay, what is it about? It's about it's about stealing other people's property. Yeah, that's right. We're white. We steal people's shit. Make us rich. That's right. Okay. Kill, murder, steal. Yeah. But don't you think that's wrong? No. No, it ain't wrong. We're white. We're white. Everybody's shit belongs to us. Go ahead.
To be with AOC were totally silent when Barack Obama dropped more than 26,000 bombs just in his last year in office, also without a war declared. Not to mention he drone struck 4 American citizens and killed them. Oops, our bad. Not one impeachment hearing, not one headline.
The white left divide when they're controlled by the same people. Look what Barack Obama did. Of course he was bothered because the same people controlled all parts of the parties, right? He was doing what they told, he was doing what he was told to do. So they see how they're trying to make this big right-left divide and conquer shit when they're controlled by the same people. See, that's the dichotomy. They're controlled by the same people. See, when Obama did it, was right. When Trump did it, it's all wrong. It's all wrong and evil. Go ahead, Joe.
All kept secret and buried by the liberal media. These libs are so unbelievable. The same libs wanted to put troops on the ground in Ukraine without a declaration of war and provide a blank check. They wanted to take away guns from people like me here in America and other citizens, but they wanted to arm the Ukrainian population with the same type of gun. These people in the last 2 years have gone from a trans flag to a Ukraine flag to a Palestinian flag, and now they're fiercely looking through Amazon to try to find an
propaganda is not working because of youth. Even the white youth are saying this propaganda is not working anymore. Even the white youth are like, this shit is fake. This is propaganda. See, this is blatant propaganda here. This is called the right-left divide, cause confusion, divide and conquer. This is blatant propaganda you're looking at here. Blatant. And they make sure you're stupid enough that you won't know what you're looking at. You won't be able to know, especially the older generation, the baby boomers, them, my brother and them, they can't, this big propaganda. They look at it. That's what he said is real. This is nothing but propaganda.
European flag to stick it on their bumper.
Y'all, anybody who watches Donald Trump or has followed Donald Trump since the beginning knows that he plays 5D chess.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we're seeing today with Matt Gaetz resigning and saying that he's no longer going to be considered for the Attorney General. Matt Gaetz is now going to be promoted to senator in the great state of Florida. And how do I know this? Because Ron DeSantis is going to be put up as the Attorney General under Trump.
You see how crazy this is? He's playing 5D chess and all this shit. None of this shit ever happened because it's made. See, this is a moron. She's racist. These are racist. This is an idiot here, right? Trump is playing 5D chess. What? He's interdimensional. He's pulling shit from the universe interdimensional shit. No, take the future. Matt Gaetz, a no good dirty racist. And Matt Gaetz is my congressman, right? He's a congressman in this area of Florida. There's no good dirty racist. That didn't happen. Our governor, fucking what's his name? Another no good dirty racist who said we can't have black history in Florida no more, right? Can't say slavery. Ron DeSantis, right? The governor of the state, this racist bastard. See, so she's supporting all these racists, but they're making 5D chess moves and all. So none of this shit happened. This is crazy talk. Because remember, for them, their racism always comes first. Now, you name all these racist bastards, and they're gonna be 5D chess and shit. Go ahead, Joby.
That will mean that Jeanette Nunez will be the Florida governor. One thing you got to realize about championship teams, they have a deep, deep bench. So if you thought for a second that Matt Gaetz was just going to go crawl under a rock, are you kidding me? Have you met Matt Gaetz? Have you heard from Matt Gaetz in these past, I don't know,
we've heard years? From and he's running around trying to get underage sex. Yeah. I don't know what he's doing. He's not the Congress no more. You know, he left Congress, but anyway, yeah. Where is he at now? The fuck knows. He's under a rock, lady. Like you said, you met him? No, he's under a rock somewhere because he ain't the congressman of this area. He used to be the congressman in my area. No more. I don't know what the fuck he's at. So yeah, he's under a rock. But they playing 5D chess. He's like Chuck Norris in Delta Force. Yeah, chopping all the enemies up. Yeah. Go ahead, Chuck.
No, he's about to be promoted to senator. But meanwhile, they flushed out all the rhinos, the Republicans in name only. And so now they know exactly who to go after.
Hello, I'm John Michael Chambers, and welcome to your midweek war report. I ask you to listen with love, as where we go one, we go all. The following report.
See, that's Q nonsense. Where we go one, we go all. That's the CIA fucking with these goopy white people. Remember, that's Q. Everybody knows that's a CIA op group. Everybody knows it now. Even fake ass who Joe always play? Alex Jones. These Q people, these crazy people. Everybody knows the CIA put an op out against these goopy white people, and they took it hook, line, and sinker. Where we go one, we go all. It's Q. So Q was actually telling them in the beginning, of course, what they already knew, that there were people fucking babies and eating them. What? Except they didn't know. That's their culture. But Q is letting us know, dropping the Q drops. The Q drop. No, get out of that joke. We're about to get out, round up out of here. Do some, say, go to TikTok and say, what are the Q drops? What are the Q drops? There you go. It drops. There you go. Hit enter. Oh, even more.
No results.
Oh, well, okay. Okay. Damn, no results. What? Go to YouTube. Then we got the small thing on YouTube. Go to YouTube. Say what's the Q drops, and look at the not the whole video, but like the same small TikTok videos they got on YouTube. Say what are the Q drops? That they hiding the Q drops now. Type that in. There you go. Exactly. Q. See, I'm gonna go Q. Oh, crazy. Yeah. No, not the long version. See, they got the little small version. They don't got the little ones you always show the little shorts or some shit. Nah. Oh, we'll go back to TikTok and say, let me actually say what is Q? There you go right there. They go shorts right there. Third cards.
What was QAnon? I don't know. I don't either. I'd be listening to something and it would have useful information, and all of a sudden then it would show the whole, and here's Trump and his generals are going to save the world. No, I agree. Christ's sake. But the interesting, I never knew anything about QAnon. I never paid any attention at all. I have a good friend who I really admire, is much smarter than
I. He's going to save the babies from being fucked. They had Trump with 2 babies and shit, saving them. Supposed to image, I'm saving them. He had 2 babies. What is this? He's the one fucking them. He had Trump with 2 babies. He's saving the children. Look at this propaganda. It's crazy.
I am, who, because he is smarter than I am, took like a year to look into QAnon. What do you get? I don't fully understand it, but here's what I understand is that, some of the predictions in QAnon came true. I mean,
of course, that's CIA. You got to have truth with lies. Exactly. They were fucking babies and, digging. They like cat women. They've been fucking people's booty holes. Yeah. And then there's a bunch of pedophiles in Hollywood and the thing. Yeah, Q was letting you know that. Of course. You got to have truth with lies to make it work. Yeah, Q was telling you that. They're eating the babies. They're eating babies. You said, that Q shit's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's called, it's QAnon. That's how you have to type.
Yeah, it's QAnon. Yeah.
Okay, got it. So let me see.
One thing that is kind of hard to escape is the movement around the kind of perimeters here. QAnon. What's your opinion on Q?
What is it?
You know what it is at this point.
A group of people that don't like pedophilia.
What's your opinion on it? Is it?
Pedophilia is disgusting.
QAnon was telling you that all these motherfuckers are all fucking babies. They're all pedophiles. So like, what? Like it was a big thing. Oh, they were fucking babies. So we know QAnon came out right after we said Pizzagate. And we know it was a DARPA, CIA-backed program because it had truth with lies. And since everybody's been dumbed down, you're not sophisticated enough to know when you're being propagandized to. Because most people been dumbed down because they had a lot of truth in there. Oh, they fuck around eating babies and fucking them? Pedophilia? Oh, shit. They was calling out Tom Hanks from Forrest Gump and all these Hollywood stars with fucking children and shit. You know, all Hollywood is full of pedophiles. But yeah. You go ahead, Joby.
Is Q a domestic terror threat? Is that
what it is?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You've become quite a central figure of it, the kind of messiah of that.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. If you look outside, some of the T-shirts.
What are you asking me about? I mean, get to the point.
Remember, QAnon was a movement and a conspiracy theory, and in my professional assessment, a psyop. And Michael Flynn was deeply involved from the very beginning. He was involved in it. From a forensic evaluation.
Then they were duping the white man because the white people are stupid. It's all about their racism. So it was what you call it. It was a CIA psyop because they had some truth. Of course, of course these politicians have been fucking babies and eating them. Yeah, they fucking the babies. Yeah, go ahead, Joey.
Of Twitter posts. Hi, I'm Dr. Steve Hassan, cult expert, author of The Cult of Trump. Notice how with the government shutdown and all the other incredible urgent stories that we're not talking about the Epstein files needing to be released, how the Democratic Congresswoman is not being sworn in because she would make the 218th vote that would discharge the Epstein files. And we know that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. Elon Musk himself said so, but we now have overwhelming evidence, even from Epstein's brother, that they were best friends.
But Trump is saving the baby, saving the children, got two in his arm. He's taking them so he can fuck them. Trump is saving the babies and Q.
Shared this clip of Michael Flynn way back, and he was asked about QAnon, and Michael Flynn leans in and says, I'm against pedophiles, so I like anyone who's against pedophiles.
If there's somebody against pedophilia, I'm with them.
Yeah,
if they're against pedophilia, I mean, right? So is pedophilia good or bad?
He found that his ass the pedophile to General Flynn, known to be here's how he do it. He's known to be a pedophile too. Ain't it funny? I'm against pedophile. As long as I don't find out I got my dick in a kid. Georgia.
To you.
So I thought this clip would be particularly enlightening and might spark some neurons for folks who have gotten involved with supporting MAGA and Trump because they actually believed that there was a huge Democrat trafficking Hollywood conspiracy that was trafficking children, killing them, draining them of adrenochrome, recycled.
He don't even know that's true. So that's in the files, dude. They were fucking the baby, drinking the blood. That's in your file. So that is true. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's a fact. They were eating the babies. They were drinking their blood. They were fucking them. That's a fact. Okay? So it's not like a conspiracy theory you're trying to make. That's in the files. Documented. Go ahead, Joby.
Elders of the Protocols of the Elders of Zion, Russian psyop. But seriously, folks, I'm someone who's studied trafficking. I've interviewed former sex trafficking experts on my Substack, labor trafficking experts, and I think we need to bring back awareness that if you truly care about children and victims of sex trafficking, we need to pressure the GOP that it's time to discharge the Epstein files. What do you think? Put your comments below. Thanks.
Let's be abundantly clear about something. QAnon was not correct. QAnon was a psyop instituted against the American people. They took the kernel of truth, wrapped it in lies, and in a horrific
That's how propaganda and psyops work. You can't get a complete unless you're a complete moron. You got to have truth in there or it won't work. You got to have truth in there. That's oh, goddamn, let's see that. Got to have some truth. Good propaganda got to have truth and lies. You can't just have all lies because then you sound crazy. You sound like Sideshow Bob on The Simpsons. Sound like Sideshow Bob. You got to have truth and lies to make good propaganda. Go ahead, Joe.
And then continue to destabilize people. It pushed people into psychosis and it radicalized them into alt-right.
Pause again, because we've been dumbed down. So we're not been taught how to critically think. So we can't distinguish when we're being propagandized to. Good propaganda, you don't know it's propaganda. That's why it's good propaganda. And so since now you've not been taught to critically think, you can't tell what propaganda is. It's so complicated, so refined now. And you get, like you said, you become radicalized. Yeah! That's how church does. Right? I gave all these goopy niggas this fake Christian saying that's propaganda. Jesus, it's a white man flying in a cloud and shit with a dirty robe. Yeah, I'm Jesus, nigga. I'm on my dirty robe. Good propaganda. Those gonna have truth and lies because the Christ, we know that's energy, right? So you make this goopy white man the Christ. Oh, he's flying around. He's got a miracle. Truth and lies, good propaganda, especially against an ignorant mind. Christ can't figure it out. Go ahead, Joe.
Ideologies. This is not opinion, this is documented fact. Many of the J6ers were infiltrated by QAnon, were radicalized by QAnon. So the fact that there is some overlap between truths coming out of the Epstein files and other alleged Epstein survivors is not evidence that QAnon was correct or that any of the spiritual prophecies derived from QAnon ideologies were correct. And I am so firm and so passionate about this because I was in those spiritual communities for years when I saw the QAnon information infiltrate, and it was dark. And I saw many people that I knew and trusted flip a switch, change overnight. I've already talked about this before, a year ago, and I will include links to that in the caption below, both on TikTok and on YouTube. But it's really important to talk about, guys, because there's a resurgence of that now. Not only people saying, oh my God, it was correct all along, but the people who made some batshit crazy predictions and prophecies at that time are now sniffing around saying, see, I told you. And now fill in the blank of horrible prophecy. So the American people have been put under psychological operations for decades by Russia, and this has been confirmed by former KGB agents. There are documentaries about this. The name escapes me. If I remember, I'll put it in the caption, or you can put it in the comments below. But the idea behind these...
Not much American government put psyops. This whole country's run as a psyop. The whole country's run as a CIA psyop. Read the comments, Joe. We can wrap it up.
All right. Let me go through the comments. I'm arguing with some stupid people in the comment section about America. It's crazy. But anyway, yeah, shout out to our people. I see Jiba Jabba earlier was saying, was saying, yes, Amazon is an excellent spying and surveillance program. And
especially with Alexa, I know I got it was Alexa. Oh, my shit probably pop up around this month. Alexa.
Yeah, Alexa.
Yeah, of course I do. I got Amazon. I'm an Amazon Prime member. I try to cut all that shit off. Sometimes you're popping about the blue on my ass. I don't be asking for
music.
Huh?
You tell Alexa play the music?
I don't tell Alexa shit. I don't give none of that shit. It just pop on by itself sometimes. I don't be talking no damn Alexa.
Oh my God. As the job was just says, I heard yesterday that Tinubu, the Nigerian president, is on the Epstein files. I wouldn't be surprised. Shit. I wouldn't be surprised.
What?
I bet most of them are. These African leaders, most of them are, because I believe for you to become this wicked as an African, there's some things you've really done to make you not conscious at all. Jaba Jaba says, I tell Maga, go sign your son and daughter up to go fight. And also says Trump always sits like he's on the commode.
Yeah, a toilet. Commode is toilet, Joe. He does like he thought he was taking the shit. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. He thought like he's on the toilet. Commode is toilet.
That's a new term. Okay, I didn't know
What
that.
I do is actually old. I ain't heard about use commode in forever. Commode, it's an old term. Commode. Who the hell says commode, jibba jabba?
I've learned that from you, Jibba Jabba, at least. John Musto says the height of their
Google,
power.
Google that. Say toilet.
John Musto says the height of their power was them able to enslave.
Privilege. They really started losing power when they couldn't have open access to this. Yeah, they go crazy. I can't wait and kill and murder and steal. They will. They don't like to be like civil. They go crazy. They take civil and they go raping and killing and murdering and shit. They can't be civil.
And I also see Ansankenon Karibu Sana. Jason says with this energy changing globally, a lot of weapons will not work eventually. John Musto says no racism, no privilege. Got that right. Shout to Cassius Williams Karibu. And Sankaran says so that shaman sucker thought he was a real shaman.
What shaman we talking about? What shaman you talking about? On second one. What shaman sucker? Yeah, let us know.
I don't know, but
try not to be vulgar. Damn it. Okay, commode. But how's toilet vulgar? Toilet? That's not vulgar. That's toilet. No, who's been around talking about a commode today? I never heard that in years. That's some shit your grandmother them used to say. You're going out to the commode.
Exactly. I'm gonna be saying that. Can I use the commode?
or somebody like Jim or Jim Mosquito. That's what they were saying Britain, the commode or the laboratory. Don't the British always say laboratory?
What?
Yeah, the British say laboratory. But,
the toilet?
Yeah, I'm like, laboratory. Am I experimenting on my dookie? Go to the laboratory. Do you have a laboratory in here? You have a laboratory? Ask it. The mosquitoes right there. The mosquito didn't call that shit the laboratory. You know.
That's crazy. What are you going? What experiment are you going to do there? What chemicals are you using?
No chemical on your dookie.
Crazy, but much love, family. That's why we come to the end of today's conversation. Thank you once again to everyone who's been with us. Wishing you a beautiful rest part of your day. John Mosquito, let us know how you call your toilet.
The loo would be French. That's French. That's what the French call it, the loo. That's French. Jim Mosquito's in England. He's not in France. That's what the French call it, the loo.
Even us, we call it the loo. The loo.
See, they call it the loo.
Yeah.
Or, that's what the French call it, the loo. Going to the loo. What? Loo? What is that?
I didn't even know that was French. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's French, Joe.
We just use it. Like Kenyans, we just use it like the loo. We don't even know that's French. Shit, that's crazy.
That's French.
So we have laboratory, we have commode, and I think those are the new terms. But much love.
I'm like new them or old.
They're new to me, at least. Trust me, I'm gonna be bragging about it. Can I use the commode? And then I can't wait for someone to ask me what the hell is that. Oh yeah, it's the toilet.
Oh yeah. I call it the John. And I ain't nobody called the John in a long time. You got a John around here? Can I use the John? I don't know how that term even came about. The John. Why we call taking a shit using the John? You got a John around here? Where's the John at? Like, that one I don't know. I know that's British too. I don't know why I don't know where that came from. The John. They don't go with the John. I never understood that. But we know the Lou is French. White people in England, they call it the lab. Let me get my British accent right. Good sir, do you have a laboratory in this establishment?
Oh, bro, it's crazy. That's crazy. John Mosquito laboratory. That's crazy. But
laboratory. They would go laboratory. Laboratory. You have a laboratory. That's something went from the Wild Wild West. The John was what we said. John was the black man cleaning the shit out. For real? That's your shit you made up because the black people doing them fucked up jobs. That was the black man cleaning the shit out.
Water closet?
Yeah, water closet. I seen that. The water. I know Africans be calling that shit. You got the water closet.
No.
Maybe not Kenya, Joe. I see some Africans. I think it was in South Africa or Nigeria. They say the water closet. What's that?
What the hell? This is crazy.
Everybody got different names, Joe. When you got take a dookie. It's do.
That's crazy.
It is. So much love, guys. And keep yourself out the John, the laboratory, the Lou, the commode. All of it.
Period.
Because when you get in there, it's dookie. You don't want that.
Period. Peace
Let-
and out. Be
peace,
safe
love.
out there. Yeah.
Let Trump be old dookie booty.